Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? It's your boy Bari, man. I'm just here, doing this little live stream. Just want to talk a little bit more about the PlayStation experience and mostly about VR. You know what I mean? I felt like by myself, I didn't talk about VR too much. In the Council podcast, we did talk about VR a lot. Many of us experienced it. So, that was something that was amazing for us. You know what I mean? And this is pretty much is going to be it's going to be an open discussion for whoever wants to join in as I train in what you call it in oh no, come on. As I train in Third Strike. And currently I'm playing a lot of Third Strike because that's the closest rendition to what you may call it to Street Fighter 5. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? If anybody want to come in and talk about what you call it, um, PlayStation VR or the PlayStation experience, you guys can come in and so we can chat it up. You know what I mean? But first, I want to go into the PlayStation experience because I'm getting a lot of sentiment where a lot of people said that they didn't like the experience. They thought it was trash. You know what I mean? I hear everybody when they say that, but I also want to I also ask people, like, why do you think it was trash? Like, what was the reason why it was trash? And many people just keep saying, no, it's just trash. You know what I mean? They keep saying stuff like that. And I'm just trying to figure out, you know what I mean, what is so trash about it? You know what I mean? But they're not giving me any any other reasoning other than that it's just trash. And bear with me because I'm playing Street Fighter. But damn, Sean, that's how you feel. But yeah, man, I really did think the conference, it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest, but it was still good enough. It was still good enough where I felt like people got a lot of games that was announced that people would enjoy. You know what I mean? Like when people keep telling me that the conference was whack or whatever, I keep asking them, so what didn't you like in the conference? And no, they automatically go to the games like, oh, I didn't like no Crazy Taxi and the robot golf game. And I'm like, okay, so what did you like? And a lot of people would list a lot of games that they like. And I'm like, all right, but you call the conference trash, but yet you liked a lot of games. So I'm not understanding why is it trash? You know what I mean? So a lot of people said they like the Neo game. Oh, I should have got that grab on that. A lot of people said they like the Neo game. That's from Chloe Tetmo. Oh, yeah, I knew he was going to do that. They like that game a lot. Oh, I missed that. They said they like that game a lot. Yeah, he got me. They said they like that game a lot, and I'm like, yeah, why you like that game? You know, it reminds them of only Yusha. It reminds them of a Souls game where you gotta pretty much put some thought into your attacks, and that's all gravy. You know what I mean? And I think that the game does look dope. So yeah, that is a game that I'm excited for myself. But and then they keep listing games like, oh, I like Paragon. I'm like, yeah, you like Paragon. You know what I'm saying? But so all right, so you got two games right there that you liked. Then they was like, oh, I like the fact that we got to see another Ace Combat. I'm like, oh, so you just naming like 3 games that you like. And then a lot of people will say, oh, they like the Nino Cooney trailer. So I'm like, okay, that's 4 games. That's 4 games that you like. Oh, I missed that. That's 4 games that you like. I knew that was coming. Come on, Sean. That's 4 games that you like right there, right? And I'm like, okay, so right there you listed 4 games that you like. So we had the only the I was about to say Onimusha. So we had Neo. We had Nino Cooney. We had Nino Cooney 2. We had Paragon. We also had, what's the other game that I said that a lot of people say that they like, the Final Fantasy remake. People's gonna gobble that up a lot, regardless of how much they're chopping that up. And I'm gonna get into that later on as well. But all right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna list off the games that were pretty much announced at the PlayStation Experience. So we had the Invisible Ink. I kind of remember that game. I don't remember that game. We got Fat Princess was announced that it was coming out today. The modern zombie Taxi Co. That's where a lot of people was like, oh, what the hell is this? But that's a PlayStation VR game that was getting a lot of high praise in there. Yo, what up, King Dre? What's good, man? Thanks for coming through. I'm just rambling right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be just talking about PlayStation and VR in total. You know what I mean? To see if anybody, if it can help anybody to get some type of interest in this new peripheral, this new space of gaming that we're going to be embarking on very soon. You know what I mean? And then we had modern zombie taxi. Okay, we had choice provision updates. Oh yeah, Big Trip, Space Dave, Drive. I think Big Trip was free or whatever like that. Then we got new King of Fighter details. Well, I went crazy. Over 50 characters. Where's my King of Fighters pamphlet? For those that didn't know, I was playing King of Fighters a lot for the 2 days in the experience. So yeah, King of Fighters over 50 playable characters, 16 teams, 3-on-3, classic King of Fighters with a 3-on-3. Then you had the team battles, you had the party battles, you have online battles, and you have a new chapter within the story. King of Fighters definitely did take a new aesthetic when it comes to how the character models look. They look a lot shinier. You know what I'm saying? Like they look like they got a little gloss in them. But overall, the game looks pretty solid. The game looks pretty good, in my opinion, from playing it. And overall, I'll probably say I played this game for like good 2 hours. You know what I mean? Just playing a whole bunch of matches with people where they had this thing. You had pretty much 3 layouts to play the game, where the two on the left and the right, those where you was using the controller, and you can fight, and you get, I think once you get around and you got to keep it moving or whatever. But in the middle, they was running like a little tournament thing. But they did that on Sunday. They ran a little bit of a tournament thing, but Saturday it was just like a winner stay on type deal with King of Fighters. So I was on there pretty long time, so I know a lot of the people in the council, they kept seeing me going back and forth, like, yo, where you going? But I'm about to go back to King of Fighters, you know what I'm saying, get into that little winner stay on thing again. So yeah, man, King of Fighters was pretty dope, and I'm liking it a lot. It felt really good, felt really responsive. The move still looks good. The movement is still there with the King of Fighters series. So yeah, man, I think that game is going to be really strong 2016. And when I asked them, I said, so when is this going to be dropping? All they could tell me is like 2016, but I'm going to be guessing it's going to be like around probably close to Street Fighter, probably a little bit after Street Fighter. Probably going to be like in March or April. You know what I mean? It definitely going to be before Evo time. I know that. But yo, Endless Echo, yeah, it's just me right now. Just talking it up about PlayStation and PlayStation VR. talking about the keynote and the conference and all that stuff. But if anybody, probably some people will be joining. I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But King of Fighters was really dope. I was really digging King of Fighters a lot. There's one dude. It was hilarious. He was fighting me, and he was like, "Hey, man, just take it easy. I haven't played King of Fighters." And in the pamphlet that they gave us like a move list. So this guy, sometimes he wasn't even like looking at the screen. He was just looking at the pamphlet, trying to pull out the moves. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? You know what I mean? And me being a nice dude, like, you know, I'm taking it easy on him. He ended up beating me like 2 rounds. I'm like, oh hell no. You're not gonna beat me off looking off of no move list. While looking at the move list and looking at the screen at the same time. I was like, nah, you're not gonna beat me like that. And I'm not like the greatest King of Fighter player, but you know, I can hold my own in the game. But yo, King of Fighters was definitely dope. I think if you guys are into the fighting games, you're definitely gonna like that a lot. Definitely gonna like that a lot. Yo, King of Fighters. If you're a King of Fighter fan, then they had the 100-foot robot golf coming next year to PS4, and it's coming to Vita. So this is not gonna. I mean, not Vita. And it's coming to PlayStation VR. So this is not just gonna be. This is not just going to be like a PlayStation VR game. This is coming to PS4 as well. And listening to the dev commentary and all that stuff for this game, when I was watching the keynote, I wasn't really like interested in it. I was just like, oh, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It looks like it's going to be like one of those show off games. Like, you know, if you had a friend come over, like, hey, look, try this game out in VR or whatever. You know, you're this 100-foot robot playing golf. You know what I mean? It could be a cool experience and all that stuff, but that's not something that I would technically, you know, just get like that if I wasn't like, you know, showing it off to other people. But they didn't really go into much detail about the game. It's just they just pitched it how the title is. You know what I'm saying? You're a 100-foot robot playing golf. You can pretty much cause a lot of destruction throughout the whole city. From what I'm hearing, like it's fully destructible environments. So all the environment in the game is destructible. And you know what I'm saying, and you're playing golf right there. What would be cool if Hot Shot Golf, if that was in VR, that's something a little bit more of my taste. If that was VR, that would have been cool. But I didn't hear any VR thing. Also, I did play a little bit of Hot Shot Golf. I'll talk about that a little bit later though, with it. But maybe you might hear some secrets, you know what I mean, of what happened on with PlayStation experience. Because I know a lot of people in some of these Facebook groups, they, you know, they assume and, you know, they try to hate a little bit on people that's trying to meet up and all that stuff. But I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. I'm just gonna talk about the keynote right now, and I'll address all that stuff sooner or later. But yeah, 100-foot golf was announced. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like me, the difference between me and a lot of gamers, when a game is announced, I don't technically be like, okay, that sucks. Oh my God, that's hate. I hate that crap. You know what I mean? I always try to look for the positive aspects of the game. Like, oh, that could be fun. You know what I mean? It might not be something that I'm totally into, but you know what I'm saying? I can see myself, you know, probably having fun with it. I'm not gonna be playing it forever or whatever, but it seemed like it'd be fun. You know what I mean? Where a lot of people, they just come off negative. Oh, that's trash. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? But all right, so far, Invisible Ink, Fat Princess was announced. That coming out today. Modern Zombie Taxi via PlayStation VR. The whole Big Trip stuff. King of Fighters was announced with new details, saying that it's coming out 2016 and all the players and all that good stuff. 100-foot robot golf coming out next year for PS4 and PlayStation VR. Then another game that I got a little crazy about, Psychonauts, was announced, and they pretty much did that whole it's a Kickstarter thing if you want to see Psychonauts 2 or whatever. But you know, I was a little bit disappointed with that. I'm like, nah, drop the game. But I'm definitely gonna support that. You know what I mean? Because Psychonauts, if anybody plays Psychonauts, you know that game is pretty fun. That's a wacky little game with all these powers and abilities you can use, you know what I'm saying, just to wreak destruction all over in that game, man, which is pretty cool. But Psychonauts and Rhombus of the Ruin was revealed for PlayStation VR. And automatically when I heard that, it slapped me like, oh my God, that's perfect. That's a perfect game for VR, you know what I mean? And this is before me even trying VR, you know what I mean? So I was really hyped for that announcement. You know what I'm saying? If anybody plays Psychonauts, let's picture that in a VR space. But it's gonna be kind of hard because VR isn't the best thing that you can explain like that. But I'm gonna try my best to go into detail because this is gonna be a live stream. This is not a video. You know what I mean? It's gonna be more of a live stream that's talking about it. Yo, Ralph, what's good, bro? You know what I mean? I didn't see any pervert games over there, but you know what I mean. I know they're coming. I know a lot of Japan developers is what you call it, developing that stuff. But yo, Ralph, what's good, man? Thanks everybody, whoever's in here that's watching. Thanks for coming through. We're just cruising right now. We're cruising. We're gonna be talking. I'm gonna be talking a lot. If anybody feel like they have the urge to want to come on through in the party chat, well, not I said party chat, in the hangout, you can come on through. You know what I mean? We can chop it up a little bit. But I'm gonna be talking about the keynote so far. So Psychonauts, we had Psychonauts. Then we had Job Simulator. That was confirmed for PlayStation VR. And I didn't get my chance, or I didn't get a hands on with Job Simulator, but everybody that I know that played it said they had a great experience just being in that world. Um, being in that world and doing the stuff that you can do in Job Simulator. You know what I mean? You can pour the coffee and mess around and all that stuff. And that, like I said, that's one of those other games where, probably me personally, I'll buy more so than Robot Golf. Because that I can really show that off. I can see more people relating to that game than the 100-foot golf game. But yeah, Job Simulator, how the game sounds, that's what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can picture Job Simulator like a Playroom VR type of deal. Where Playroom is more AR. You know what I mean? That's something what Microsoft is trying to do with HoloLens, just on your face instead of in the screen or whatever like that. But yeah, Job Simulator was announced with VR. I know a lot of people was excited for that stuff right there. Then we had the Final Fantasy VII remake details with it, showing us some gameplay, some actual gameplay of the game, which some people definitely did call, because we was early in the line, just waiting for them to open the doors, and I just went around asking random people. I said, "What's some predictions?" And I think about two people was like, "Oh, we're gonna probably get some Final Fantasy VII remake details." You know what I mean? Probably some gameplay, and somebody hit it right in the nose with that one. But yeah, we saw some gameplay. We saw Cloud moving in action, moving through the cracks in Midgar and all that stuff. We saw him running from the soldiers from Shimra, and then we saw the combat system, which is something similar to a Kingdom Hearts slash Crisis Core type ordeal. When it looking like you can your real-time action that you can select probably from the directional pad on other options like magic and other things that's going on. You know what I mean? Yo, good luck, Ralph. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the gameplay definitely looked dope. It definitely looked fun. And one thing about Final Fantasy, there was a lot of people, what I mean, that I spoke to in the PlayStation experience. It's like, oh yeah, man, I heard they changed the battle system and all that stuff. Why didn't they do turn-based and all that stuff? And I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, turn-based, that's what the game was, you know what I mean, with Final Fantasy. It was an active time battle system, you know what I mean, where you was on a bar, on a timer. And once your bar filled up, that's when you can do your commands or your prompt, or you have to wait a little bit for that bar to come up so you can do your attack, your magic, go into your items or your summons, things like that. But I personally like the active time battle system with Final Fantasy. The the cool people will say the ATB. You know what I mean? But with a remake, you gotta expect something different. You know, as much as a purist, I will want that turn base. The remake is going to be different. You know what I mean? The remake is a well, Final Fantasy did appeal to a lot of people because it was very successful, but times have changed a little bit, I guess. Even though I hate to admit it, and I hate the words niche and all that crap. I hate that crap that people use nowadays. It definitely has to appeal to a much larger base where people was gonna succumb and buy this game because it looks like they're gonna be putting a lot of money towards this game, and Square need to be very profitable when it comes to this game. You know what I mean? So I can see why they did the whole Kingdom Hearts and thing. But like, if you like those games, Kingdom Hearts, or you like Crisis Core, what I'm saying, if you just like an RPG with action, real time action with the battle system, then you should be fine. You know what I mean? It's nothing new that you're playing here. You know what I mean? So Final Fantasy VII remake, the trailer, that was dope. If you guys missed the live reaction video that I put up here, so you can definitely catch that. And that was raw, and raw live reactions, and everything was real. You know what I mean? I was the one screaming, "What's the battle system? What's the battle system?" And people was laughing when I was saying that, because so they can hear me. You know what I mean? Even the developers like Shu and them all on the other side, they heard it and all that stuff. It was crazy. But VR, how much I think is going to cost? VR, I think the base price for VR, that's just a standard headset with the module to plug into your PS4. I think that's gonna be like around 350. You know what I mean? The base price is gonna be like around 350. They're probably gonna have another bundle where you're gonna have like a move or something like that. Where I do think with the 350 price tag, they should bundle something like the move. And I'm gonna get into that a little bit deeper, because I would rather them, you know, um redesign the move a little bit to make it look a little bit more, you know, presentable. You know what I mean? Yeah, as much as the move technology is cool and all that stuff, it does look like a little, whack when it comes to this little ball on top. You know what I mean? That's not, people's gonna be looking at it like, yeah, I don't want that crap. You got to have a sleek design to match the product or the headset. You know what I mean? That's my opinion, and I do feel like Sony need to do that with PlayStation VR. So the base product 350 with a move, the dual move sticks or whatever it's going to be. Hopefully something different with the module that connects to the PS4. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you definitely see that picture. That should be 350. But then they're going to have probably like another bundles and all that stuff with the camera and whatever other product or accessory that's in there. You're gonna see something in 400 to 450 with those stuff. And I know a lot of people is not going to be happy with the price. Whatever PlayStation puts with the price of VR, people's not going to be happy, because people don't want to spend money to play games, or people don't want to spend money to enjoy their hobby. You know what I mean? So especially like saying PlayStation VR needs to be cheap is like saying when the consoles came out, when the PS4 first came out, it shouldn't be $400. It should be 200. You know what I mean? Like, you, it's a new device that just came out in the market. There's no way it's going to be based that cheap right away like that. No way. You know what I mean? And I feel like with a new product like VR, going into the gaming space, and you're definitely going to have to shell out a little cash. You know what I mean? That's just the hard cold facts. That's the facts of life. With that, man. So, but yeah, that's the price I think that they need to stay in, the 350 to 400 price tag. They need to stay in that lane. for it to be, at least a little bit successful. Because I do feel like VR is going to be, you're going to have those cultist people like myself, the religious VR guys, like, guys, please come to the VR. Please come to the VR. The experience is wonderful. Those type of people. But it's going to be a slow grow. You know what I mean? I think they kind of prepared for that, because with each demo of VR, they definitely went into a lot of explanation on what people was getting into. You know what I mean? If they can pay 150 for each. Well, yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? But if it was Xbox VR and it was 350 or 400, a lot of people would have complained. Yeah, there'd be people complaining, but you know what I mean, the fanboys of that stuff, they wouldn't complain about that. I know there's a lot of PlayStation guys, they're not with it as well. You know what I mean? They don't see how good VR is. But shout out to my man Upchuck Gaming. He definitely made like a comment in my VR post, and he said, "Yo, if they did imagine a Yu-Gi-Oh game, Yu-Gi-Oh is the same Yu-Gi-Oh game that came out in the summertime. Imagine that in VR." You know what I mean? And then you calling out the monsters popping up. You actually see the battles in VR. That would be dope, man, because like actually experiencing VR and seeing how immersive the world can be when it's on your eyes, like you really feel like you're in that world. That would be freaking awesome to have a Yu-Gi-Oh game like that in VR. Like a Digimon game, like that new Digimon game is coming out for VR. Yeah, I mean not for VR, but coming out next year. That would be dope in VR as well. You know what I mean? I see a lot of potential with VR. You know what I mean? And I do feel like on Twitter, make yourself, you know, have a voice out there on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people who's in these Facebook groups, and they comment in these Facebook groups and make these posts in the Facebook groups. But who is seeing that, in these Facebook groups? Not the developers, not the publishers. You know what I mean? You got to make yourself be known and make yourself be seen by the publisher. If you really want your opinion to be shown and seen, you got to go out there like a Twitter. You got to go into these forums where these developers and stuff are where they at. You know what I mean? But yo, VR, there's a lot of potential in that stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh in VR, like come on. VR, a lot of people are gonna say is a gimmick. You know what I mean? I don't care if people say it's a gimmick. You know what I mean? Gimmicks tend to sell. You know what I mean? At times, you know what I mean? So if they want to say it's a gimmick, hey, it is what it is. But when you actually use the device and try that device yourself, and experience that stuff, I wouldn't consider it like a gimmick per se. You know what I mean? It's really an immersive world that you're in. You know what I mean? Take your favorite game, whatever it is. You know what I mean? And just put yourself in that world. You have a 360 view of that world. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not just looking at the TV. You know what I mean? You're not just looking at TV and turning your head and, what I'm saying, waving around and all that stuff in front of your TV. No, you're in this world within your eyes. Your eyes are seeing yourself within this world. You know what I mean? You're looking around and the screen is looking with you. You are the screen. You know what I mean? You are the screen, and it's just crazy seeing that stuff with VR, man. It's really looking dope, and I'm really liking it a lot. And honestly, I think when people, get out of that denial or the arrogance of, oh, I don't care about VR, blah 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 blah, and let's actually at least try it, they will see what I'm actually talking about when it comes to VR. But yeah, man, I'm liking it a lot. But let me go back to the conference and what was announced. So I said Psychonauts, I said Job Simulator. Oh yeah, on Final Fantasy Remake, about the whole, being multi-part stuff. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, any Final Fantasy fan or Final Fantasy 7 fan is gonna want the game, available right away to them. You know what I mean? I don't think no game would want no parts. You know what I mean? Unless it's like episodic type deal, like like a Telltale game or something like that. So yeah, I share the same thoughts of other people, wanting the full game, but this is what they got to do to push out their product. You know what I mean? So if you're a Final Fantasy VII fan, what I'm saying, like all the people that's complaining about it being multi-part, are they not going to buy the game? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? My biggest thing that I'm going to take away from it, if it's going to be multi-part, they got to do something like how what you call it did it, like how Telltale did it. Have that overall price. Have it $60, and whenever part two or part three come out, it just downloads into your PS4 or whatever, and you play it. You know what I'm saying? You already purchased the game. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. I wouldn't want it to be like multi-part and you got to pay $20 here, then you got to pay $20 here, you got to pay, which they probably do that. You know what I mean? But I doubt anybody that will want to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake and buy it multi-part. Like if you buy part one, are you not going to buy part two? Are you not going to buy part three? You know what I mean? But it kind of sucks hearing that it's going to be multi-part, but what can you do? You know what I'm saying? They said that the world is going to be huge. And if you guys want the game, you know what I'm saying? This is the best way that they can deliver it out to people. So at the end of the day, I give developers benefit of the doubts when it comes to that stuff, especially if you have my favorite franchise, my favorite game in your hands. You know what I mean? But then we have another game called Golem of Highwire from Highwire Games. Golem is another VR game exclusive to PlayStation VR. And this game looks pretty dope as well, where you just control this little golem, and you're doing it through the VR, so you're seeing it through the I think it's like a chick or whatever eyes. It looked pretty dope. I saw the trailer about like 3 times, and it looked pretty good. That's another VR game, and there's a lot of games that's announced that it's exclusive to just PlayStation VR. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty dope. Then Don't Starve Together was revealed. I know I'm not really the biggest fan on Don't Starve. I know a lot of people in the PlayStation Nation like that game, especially from the council. They love that game, and one of the things that they always ask for is co-op within the game. Like, yo, can we play together? You know what I mean? But this to me shouldn't be like a separate game. This is like a patch update, in my opinion. But you know what I mean? Indie developers, they got to get their money, so they charge you guys for a new game where you can just play co-op. Where a lot of people do like Don't Starve, man. It's very highly favorable with a lot of people. So don't get that game twisted. Like, oh, it's just an indie. It's an indie. Nah, a lot of people like it. A lot of people like it. Then we got MLB The Show coming out. They pretty much gave their reveal trailer, and they told us the release date, which is March 29th. Is coming out for PS4 and PS3. One of the hardest working developers out right now is Sony San Diego. Like, these guys pump out a yearly game that looks beautiful. MLB The Show. I'm not even like a baseball fan like that anymore. Like, as a kid, I used to watch baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. That's my favorite baseball player of all time. You know what I mean? And ever since he retired, or all the time he got hurt, and he had to be forced to retire pretty early than expected. Possibly because all the injuries that he had. I never really, got into baseball like that. So playing a simulated baseball game, it doesn't really interest me at this moment. But they got people that like this game, and they do show it. They do bring it out every year, and they do put a lot of time and dedication in the game. From what I hear, it's the only baseball game. No, it's not the only baseball game out right now, but it's the best baseball game out currently right now. And then Hob was announced, A Beautiful and Dangerous World, from the Torchlight team. You know what I mean? So that's pretty good. That's cool. Those guys got another whack at it. And I did see people demoing the game. I never personally demo the game. I think this is VR as well, and it's a regular game. And you know what I'm saying, it looks interesting, something that I would try out myself. So Hob is also a little cool game. You know what I mean? But look at all this as you see the stuff that I'm listing off. If you guys is saying that any of these games is whack or whatever, oh, you're not interested, let me know in the comment section. But as you see, I'm listing games. Oh, these are the stuff that was shown at the keynote. Then we have Hitman beta begins February 12th. So we got a date with the beta for this game. This game really kind of disappointed me. Even though I'm not so mad because I did pre-order the game because I thought it was coming out in December. And I'm a huge Hitman fan. I like Hitman a lot. And especially the PS2 ones. You know what I'm saying? PS2, those are my Hitmans. But Absolution, I played Absolution as well on PS3. So that was pretty dope as well. I think I'm like to the end of that game. I need to go. I need to put on my PS3 and see where I'm at in that game. But Absolution was pretty dope as well. But what pissed me off with this game is that I pre-ordered this game. They got pushed back, and they did refund my money though. There was like some PlayStation sent me the message like, "Hey, here's the $60 back or whatever." But everybody was kind of upset with the Hitman game, saying, "Oh, it's not a full game at launch," and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, they say, like, I don't have an issue with you buying a game and then everything else is just free. And I understood what they was going for with the game. They always updating contracts, and some contracts they put like a limit, like, yo, so you have this time limit to do this contract and all that stuff. But other gamers wasn't really feeling that. They want the whole the straight up generic way of you playing games. Like, nope, give me the game. I don't care about no update with contracts and all that crap. I want to play the full game, all that stuff. But what I'm saying, that is understandable with the price tag of $60. So yeah, so they had to change that up and they pushed the game back. But yeah, we get the beta February 12th, 2016. Then another game that they announced, which was pretty cool. And I know there was a lot of people that was in love with this game because Res Infinite was revealed for PlayStation VR, and they're gonna have new levels for the game and all that stuff. But yo, during the keynote, I don't know if you guys saw it or heard it. A lot of people was going crazy when this demo was coming out, and then my man came out with the suit, the little dance suit, the techno suit, the Daft Punk. They was going crazy because there's a lot, like there's some cultish behaviors with some of these games, man. Like, you don't understand. Like I keep telling people, YouTube isn't the end all see all for what gamers want or what gamers is asking for. It's not. You know what I mean? Like, my eyes has opened up to what other people want as well when it comes to video games. But Res Infinite, that was definitely on the high rankings in the PlayStation experience. And I did get to try out Res for VR, and I can just say you are doing a lot in this game. Like, I mean, it's not complex, but your eyes is just wandering everywhere, and it attracts your eyes because it attracts your eyes of what you're doing, and what you're shooting at and all that stuff with Res. But yo, it's a cool game to play, and that's one game right there that I will be getting for VR for sure, because it was very dope. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, the Adult Swim games was pretty good too. And then here's a low note for me personally, in the show, with the Sparrow League coming to her Destiny, because you know what I mean. Like, I'm not really. I like Destiny. Don't get it twisted. I like Destiny a lot. I think Destiny is a great game, but I'm just Destiny out. You know what I mean? Like, I played enough Destiny where I can say, like, yo, I can hang my Destiny jersey up for a minute. You know what I mean? Until I have that urge to come back to play the game. Play. But even with this new announcement, for something that we actually wanted in the game when it first came out. They finally dropping this week. It dropped this week. It still didn't entice me to like, all right, you know what, I want to play Destiny. You know what I mean? So that was a low point for me within the keynote. And then we had Ratchet and Clank. A new Ratchet and Clank demo was played. I didn't think that this demo was the greatest demo to show off this game. I don't think you need any more demos to show off this game. I think a lot of people's already sold on this game. This game looks beautiful. It runs beautiful. I played it at the show floor. The game runs beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's Ratchet and Clank on a PS4, and it's Pixar. You know what Microsoft promised with the cloud. That's what you're getting here on the PS4 with that game. It rivals the best looking games out right now. You know, it's probably one of the best looking games currently that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Once I saw that and played that game, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a Ratchet and Clank game. So you just imagine a lot of guns, imagine the quirky story, you know what I'm saying? Funny little dialogue, you know what I mean? Beautiful environments, Ratchet and Clank game, you know what I mean? It's pretty dope. You know what I mean? But I don't think that the demo was like the greatest demo. I felt like it went a little long, and I'm like, you didn't really have to show that. You didn't really have to sell us on Ratchet and Clank anymore. We know the movie's coming out and all that stuff. But a key thing that they did say is that we got a date for the game. You know what I mean? April 12th is coming out. Also in the show floor, they had a cool little movie kind of deal with the popcorn, and they had the trailer going on for Ratchet and Clank right next to the booths for the game, and they was giving away popcorn and all that stuff. That was right next to the King of Fighters stuff. So I definitely saw the trailer like probably 100 times. You know what I mean? And sometimes even when I'm thought the line was too long for King of Fighters, I'll jump right there and play Ratchet and Clank. And the game is dope. The game is dope. Definitely a buy. Then a shocking but not shocking, because this was heavily rumored regardless, game was shown. Ni no Kuni 2 which was unveiled for PS4, and Studio Ghibli animations that's bar none perfect. This game looks really, really dope. It's glad that a Ni no Kuni game, another Ni no Kuni game is coming out. I'll be straight up. I didn't finish the first one. I'm about almost like probably like 15 hours in the first game. I remember somebody stealing something from me, and I have to chase that person down. Definitely, it's been a while since I played Ni no Kuni, but I'll definitely get, if we get a release date on that in Ni no Kuni 2, I'll definitely just pop in my PS3 and finish that off. You know, that game up, because I was definitely having a lot of fun with Ni no Kuni. I don't remember why I stopped playing Ni no Kuni. I don't know, probably another game came out. I don't remember, but I definitely had that game day one digitally, and it was a sight to be seen with that game. The animations was on point, and you're getting nothing different here with part two. And it just looks beautiful on PS4. This trailer, a lot of people was getting crazy for this trailer. Like, there was a lot of Ni no Kuni fans there at the experience. So that's like over 5,500 people that's going crazy when they saw the trailer. It's like, what? Ni no Kuni? What? They was going crazy, man. So yeah. So Ni no Kuni 2, that's coming out. I think that's coming out next year. I'm not sure, but I think it's coming out next year. You know what I mean? What's this right here? I think that's coming out next year for PlayStation 4. And then we had Epic Games. This was the last thing that they showed. Epic Games dropped their trailer, and I think they showed a little bit of gameplay as well. I'm not sure. Of Paragon, and I'm not even a MOBA dude like that, but the game looked dope. You know what I mean? The game looked really good. Like, I was really impressed with it. I don't really play MOBAs like that, but it was on point. It was definitely on point, and I definitely like it a lot. Um, but yeah, a lot. They said there's going to be a lot of characters in there, and it's just going to be a good time playing that game. So I'm definitely hyped for it. Also, they said that the game is cross play between PC and yeah, Studio Ghibli, man, they make great stuff, make great little movies and animations and stuff. But yeah, Paragon is definitely going to be dope. Definitely going to be dope. Hold on, guys. I just booted up some Street Fighter. Let's go to Elena real quick. Let's do our healing. But yeah, Paragon definitely probably one of the best looking games I've seen there. And Epic Games, they make some great looking games, and I'm excited for it. I'm going to try out the MOBA space. You know what I mean? I'm going to give it a go. But yeah, PC, PS4, beta is coming soon. They said you can sign up right now for the beta, and then what I'm saying, let's give it a go. And then they announced that Guns Up on PS4 is available today, free to download. PlayStation, they're definitely going into the whole free to play space with some of the games like Guns Up, Kill Strain, Drawn to Death. And these games, I'm going to tell you guys right now, don't be scared of the free to play aspect. These games is very good. I played Guns Up for probably like a good 40 something minutes. No, I don't know, not Guns Up for 40 something. Kill Strain. I played that. I played Guns Up. I didn't really get to play Drawn to Death because I played so much of Drawn to Death already. And then the time that we wanted to play Drawn to Death, it was a little bit too late. So they had to close up on Sunday. But Drawn to Death is definitely dope. You guys can get private beta access if you go to the website and then just click it. They're gonna say your voucher is ready. Get your voucher and download the game. It's very good. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. So don't sleep on those games. They're very good, and you can't complain about free stuff. They're free good games. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to pay for games anyway. You know what I mean? Then we had Day of the Tentacle remastered trailer debut at the PlayStation Experience. This is like a point and click type game. I played it. I played a little bit of it. It looks it looks good. It looks clean, but not something that I play generally like that. My bad, guys. I'm over here. Oh, that's punishable. I'm over here playing Street Fighter. But yeah, day of the first day, Day of the Tentacle, not really my thing, but for that game also was like a cultish game. Like all the things that Tim Schafer announced, people was digging that. You know what I mean? People was digging that a lot. People was digging that a lot. People was digging that a lot, man. People was digging that a lot. But yeah, Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle. When those games got announced, people was going crazy for that stuff. Just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You know what I mean? And but me, I was just looking at it like, okay, games look cool, but not really my thing. I didn't play them when I was younger, so I definitely missed out on those stuff. But a lot of people was interested in it, man. Then we have Adult Swim announcing their games with Headliner, Death Gambit, and games that they had there. Death Gambit was a game that I was looking forward to. Was definitely looking forward to in that. Oh, there it is. It's short. Oh no, she's not gonna beat me up like that. Ouch, that hurt. gotta had to use the EX. But yeah, man, Death Gambit looked very good. I didn't get to play Death Gambit, but I was watching it from other people because the line was a little bit crazy for Death Gambit. You know what I mean? But definitely dope. Definitely dope game. Was definitely enjoying that a lot. Just watching people and just see people going throughout that game was cool. But the line was just a little bit the line was a little bit too long, man. You know what I mean? Somebody wrote me, how is dude with like 800 subscribers winning this? Somebody type. Oh, they was asking little questions about who has the best podcast on the Wii Game Here Twitter, and I think the Council podcast is winning. I'm not too sure. Let me check. So somebody's asking like, yo, how can somebody with 800 subscribers is winning this poll? You know what I mean? Which is crazy. Hey, I'm with him. I'm asking myself. You know what I mean? So here's a poll. I think who had the best podcast? Yep, we're winning 50%. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, whoever voted for the council podcast, thank you. much appreciated, man. Oh, Daigo, yeah, I've seen Daigo there. Daigo against Kazunoko, man, that's a tough one for him, man. Like, Young is definitely Daigo's Achilles heel when it comes to that. But yo, another big title that was announced. They announced and said that Yakuza 5 was going to be launching December 8th for PS3. I was a little bit disappointed because I was like, yo, are they going to say PS4? Are they going to say PS? Because if they said PS4, it would have been a wrap. Even though I already have Yakuza 5 pre-ordered. I had it pre-ordered because it was like a discount on there. It was like 30 something dollars. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I pre-ordered that joint. When I went on fire with my PS3, I can just play the game, you know what I mean? But they did come in strong and say Yakuza 0 is coming to the West for PS4. And that got a lot of people excited because a lot of PlayStation dudes is huge Yakuza fans. Yakuza, that was a cult. That was a cult game right there. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, this chick is done. That's one thing I like about Elena. Her grab is ill. But yeah, Yakuza 0 is coming there, and I thought that was huge news. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, a lot of people is asking for the glory days back, PS1 and PS2 games back and all that stuff. But now you're getting those type of games on PS4, and these type of games were being announced here at this conference, but they're still saying it was a whack conference. Like, I do understand the pacing stuff, you know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't mesh well, but overall, I didn't think the conference was bad. You know what I mean? I thought the conference was pretty good. Is she gonna grab me like that? That's how you feel? Come here. Good run. But yeah, man, Yakuza 0, man, coming to PS4. Oh yeah. Yakuza 0 coming to PS4 to the West. And I just don't see how people was upset about that. You know what I mean? I think that's really good news. And I'm really excited to play Yakuza on PS4 because I did play the demo on my Japanese account. The game is dope, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Yakuza. I say Yakuza. Don't make fun of me. Oh, you saying the wrong name? I know it's Yakuza, but Yeah, man, dope game, big news too, man. And I don't see why people is not um seeing that. That's big news. Then they had Project Mass Capital Ship and Dead Star. Oh yeah, Dead Star. I had the private access key to this game. Very cool game. I think this game is like $15 on PS4 right now. So very cool game. Very cool game. Then we had a new character revealed, the final and last character, a boss character. Second in command, Fong, was announced for Street Fighter Five. And when Fong was announced, I see a lot of people in the Facebook groups. I was looking at Facebook groups and people was like, "Oh, look at PlayStation, they're announcing these flamboyant characters." But when I'm looking at this character, I'm like, yo, this is top tier. This guy is he's gonna be difficult to fight because he's a poison guy. Poison. Any character that has poison, you already know is gonna be like one of those crazy characters. So with Fong, this guy he throws out poison. It doesn't really affect you as far as like damage, but if you know in Street Fighter when you FADC and you sponge your attack with the FADC, you see the little white damage, and you see it generally goes back up if you don't get hit. But if you do get hit, you lose that damage. You know what I mean? You end up losing. It actually counts as damage if you get hit, and that's what Fong is pretty much doing to you with this poison. Once his poison hits you, you know what I mean? Like I don't think you could block it. I think yeah, you could block it, but it's not like a projectile where you can't go through it. You can go through it, but if you get hit by it, you get poison and it's automatically like dropping your health, but it's not really damaging you until you get hit. If you get hit, then it takes away that damage. And that is just I'm actually watching it, I'm seeing that, and then I seen Combo Fiend stuff. I was going crazy. I was like, yo, this dude is gonna be a beast. You know what I mean? His critical art, I don't really know, you know what I mean? Because it does look, I don't know, the video shows something different. So it's going to take some practice to get that into the combo like that. But the character definitely looks dope. Yeah, I understand he looks a little, wonky, a little weird. He's tall as hell. But yeah. But speaking of Street Fighter, definitely got to play Street Fighter 5. I definitely tried out Zangief. I tried out Dalsum. I tried out Laura. I tried out all the new characters. I tried out all the new characters. Fong wasn't in that build, but Dalsum is good. Dalsum has the floatiest jump, but with his V skill, he can stay in the air for a little bit, so you can trick him up a little bit. Because what a lot of people like to do is that they like to just wait for him to finish jumping and land, and what I'm saying, they were either going to a grab or they were just going to a combo on you. But you can use the V skill and to stay in the air, trick them up, go hit them with a sniper or hit them with a little leg kick, and then try to do whatever you got to do from there. But yeah, he's pretty good. Downsem is pretty good. I can see him as like a fair character in the game. He's still slow. The jump is floaty. I didn't really get into. I still got to learn Street Fighter combos, Street Fighter 5 combos. I only really know carrying combos. I know a little bit of carrying combos, and I know Ryu's target combos and stuff like that. I can rock with Ken. But yeah, there was this one dude that's staying there, like he was giving me the business. Then I was like, all right, man, I wanted to try the new characters, but this guy, he's picking Birdie and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, let me pick Karen. And then he was going into this whole spiel, like, yeah, they nerfed Karen a little bit. She can't do all the things that she used to do, like going in with her recas. They changed up her recas a little bit. And I'm like, I see. But yo, once I picked that Karen, yo, he definitely I beat him with 2 games with Karen, and he got real serious. And when people want to be cheap, they go right to Vega. And I'll just start shaking my head. I was like, I don't like Vega. And he definitely beat me with his Vega. But then after that, a little bit while, that's when I went back to King of Fighters. Then I came back to Street Fighter, and this is when Capcom Cup was going on, and I seen Ricky Ortiz, and I was like, oh snap, this is Ricky Ortiz, and nobody was playing with her. So I was like, yo, I was like, Ricky, I can jump on, you know what I mean? Did my little talk. She's like, yeah, come on, come on, come on. She went right for Chung Li, and even though I think we played about 5 games, I lost every single one of them. It was still cool to play with her and all that stuff. Definitely seeing how good these pro players are. Like, whoa, they're on a different level. Like these people eat, breathe, Street Fighter. You know what I mean? So it's definitely seeing some text with that stuff. That's why I'm so hyped to play Street Fighter 5. But and then while playing Ricky Ortiz, 808 Strider, and I forgot the other dude name on the 808 team, the taller guy. I forgot his name. They was there and they was watching over our game, and he was just talking and all that stuff, because I think he got bumped out of Capcom Cup, and he was just down there just talking, and he was it was like, yo, they better bring Abel in there, but he's happy. I think he's happy that Alex is coming in Street Fighter, that he got announced that he's coming in Street Fighter 5. So yeah, that was cool, man. But I didn't even get to take no pictures because it was kind of a weird moment. I was like, I'm playing Street Fighter. They seem man cool right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in a groove, and me just ask, hey, you want to take a picture? Blah blah blah. It would be kind of weird to do that. But I did definitely get a picture with Shao Hai. Oh yeah, I saw Snake Eyes as well. I saw Snake Eyes. He was down there the first night, just talking up to people because they had a little Street Fighter tournament. He was talking about his Zangief, how he likes his Zangief. I didn't get to get a picture with him as well. I saw Ultra David there. I did see James Chang there as well. I saw Spooky. If anybody knows Spooky and the Spooky team, I saw the head guy Vincent. I saw him. He was there. So yeah, man, it was cool. That's there. Oh, I also saw Maximilian. I didn't even get a picture with Maximilian too, because he was kind of in a rush, and he definitely looked tired. You know what I mean? He looked like he was looking tired, because even the councilman was like, "Yo, Max is here. Max is here," and they got pictures in with him. But you know what I mean? Like my limit comes in, like, should I ask for a picture with these guys? Like, you know what I mean? But it was just cool hanging around that crowd, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was really good experience for me. But Street Fighter 5 is definitely going to be the truth. And you guys should definitely play some Street Fighter. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to play that Street Fighter. Street Fighter is going to be the truth, people. Oh, that move. That miss. That miss. She blocked that. Uh-oh. There we go. Let me spam it. Damn, she got me. But what else? Oh, Battleborn. They introduced a new character in Battleborn, Toby. The Battleborn thing, as much as I like Gearbox and Randy, Pitchford and all that stuff, I think they went a little too long with their speech. I think they went a little too long with that. But yeah, it was cool. It was still cool that they came out there, the Gearbox, saying we have some exclusive stuff as far as the beta. It was nothing really special in my opinion, but they said the beta, we get something a little bit special for PlayStation guys, with the characters first and all that stuff. And I didn't really think that needed to be there at the conference. You know what I mean? It was cool though, but it went a little bit too long. Come out, introduce your game, say PlayStation guys, you guys for the beta, you get to try out Toby, keep it moving. You know what I mean? He was going on a long speech and PlayStation is great, PlayStation Nation and all that stuff. I mean, that's cool. You ain't buttering nobody up, but Battleborn, the line was definitely long for that game. So a lot of people was definitely loving that, I guess. But but that was pretty much it for the conference. The keynote that was revealed, and saying, looking at all the games that were revealed, my personal opinion, there was a lot of games that I like and I was happy to hear from. There was a lot of games that I didn't hear from, which I was a little disappointed in. And I think a lot of people share that same thought as well. But Overall, I thought it was pretty dope. Not dope, but I thought it was pretty good. I told people I gave it like a 7 out of 10 with the conference, and I mean with the keynote, and I think that's fair because, like I said, like I always ask people, why do you think it's trash? Why do you thought it was boring? What was announced that you didn't like? I know the stuff that people were going to say. What wasn't announced that you thought was going to be announced or you wanted to be announced? That's an easy question. But when you ask people what was announced that you didn't like, they're gonna be like, I mean the VR. I'm just not in the VR, man. I'm not in the VR. I'm not in the VR. But when you try it though, then I want to, after you try it, then I can respect your opinion on not wanting to get into VR. You know what I mean? But if you didn't try it yet, you got to. You got to try it. You got to try it, man. It's just too good, man. That VR is just too good. But yeah, man, that's the keynote in my thoughts. A lot of stuff was announced. 2016 is definitely PlayStation has it on lock for 2016. It's no question. I just don't think Microsoft is pumping out enough games like that. You know what I mean? Where PlayStation is like, yo, we got this game on PlayStation 4, but hey guys, guess what? It's also, we got these games coming out on VR as well. You know what I mean? We got exclusive VR games, then we have exclusive PlayStation 4 games. And one thing I want to see, even though we didn't see, one thing I wanted to tell you guys, even though we didn't see too much up from the first party studios, which was a huge disappointment in my eyes because that was something that I wanted to see. Especially going out there, I wanted to see a lot more from the first party studios. Uh, all the other games that were announced, like E3, Gamescom, Paris Games Week, they had an assurance that these games was coming out 2016. So the last Guardian didn't have like a strong presence there, but it definitely had like this little thing, this little booth where it showed a little Trico thing. And it was reacting to, I guess, people walking by or waving and all that stuff. It was reacting to that stuff, and it was definitely bright and loud. 2016, like it was no question in mind. Like they didn't really give a date or anything, but they was definitely saying 2016. Horizon, same thing. Horizon wasn't even there, but Gorilla was there. With Riggs and Horizon, it was like 2016. Matter of fact, Riggs, they said Riggs is going to be a launch game for VR. So that, and I play Riggs, and that's what we're going to go into right now. I'm going to be talking about PlayStation VR, uh, but I'm going to talk about the Riggs demo. So this is what the Riggs demo was. First, you had to book an appointment for the Riggs demo, and I had my appointment at 12 o'clock. So I was there 12 o'clock. Went to the guy. He punched me in, and he was like, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Bari," and then he was like, "What's your email?" Gave him my email, and he was like, "Oh, you have your thing as J Bari." I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's my YouTube name." Blah 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 blah. He's like, "Okay, here you go." Blah. So he gave me, no, he scanned my badge. My badge got scanned. He said, "Wait in line here. You guys are gonna probably be like the second group to go to play." So we waited like a good probably like 15 minutes. But while we were waiting, they came out, was like, "All right, guys, what team do you want to be?" And then it was like, "All right, we're gonna do a flip, a coin flip." So they did a coin flip, and I think we got tails. So we ended up with Team Dynamo. That's the blue shirt, and the other team was Cobra. So that was the black shirt, which the Cobra shirt honestly looked better than the Dynamo shirt, but it felt good, that our team won. Spoilers, that's letting you know. But yeah, so before we even got to the VR stuff, one of the Gorilla Cambridge developers took us to the back, showed us this little tutorial video on what Riggs is and how it plays. And basically, Riggs is what it is. You're in these mechanical suits, kind of like you remember the cartoon Exo Squad. If you guys remember that from the early '90s, there was this cartoon called Exo Squad, where you had Alec DeLeon, Lieutenant Marsh. Is it Marsh? Marshall TJ Marshall or something like that. You had the little Neo Sapien guy. What's the chick name? You got Broski, all them dudes in there. But yeah, so basically you go into these rigs, these mechanical suits, and they have different classes. Like the rig that I was in, it was more like a distant type rig, where this rig, it had like a hover jump. So if it jumps really high, and then you can hover, and if you press X again, you can drop down within the rig. You know what I mean? So that was kind of dope. Them doing that, giving me that rig, and that rig, it had like missiles. It didn't have like the regular old, this machine gun, or heavy duty guns and all that stuff. My rig only had missiles. So with that, they go into the explanation, like the triangle, square, I said square, yeah, square and circle button. Those buttons do different things. Like for circle went with, I think it was speed. Yeah, circle was speed. So if you press circle, your rig go into this mode, like it's much faster. So that's what it's gonna stand. It's gonna be about speed. And then triangle was about health. So when you press triangle and say you took damage or whatever, your rig goes into this mode where it can heal up. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool as well. And then you had what else did you have? Rigs. You had the square button. The square, what it was? Oh, square was like damage or something like that. Yeah, square was damage. So when you press square and go into that mode, you went to this mode where it's just pure damage that you're dealing out. And that mode is probably the most popular mode in there. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was definitely cool. Um, so you have those three modes, and those modes is automatic. You can interchange within those modes all the time within the game. What I mean, giving you guys a different dynamic within it. But then you definitely had, what are you doing? There goes something. What is he doing? What is Vic doing? What is Vic doing? Oh, he's gonna go for the super. He's gonna go for the super. But yo, so yeah, rigs. Also with rigs, like you had the other teams, and you were basically fighting against the other team. Where this mode, all right, let me explain the mode. So the mode that we was in, the mode that we was in, we basically was doing this. You had to get your rigs into a certain goal area. So when it were rigs, what you did basically, what is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. He's going for the same combos. Let me stop playing with him. I don't know what he's doing. But yo, so yeah, this mode that we're in, you had to put your rig inside of this gold thing, right? But the only way you can do that, you had to go into this state. You had to go into this state where you had to turn your rig gold. I forgot the name of the state that you had to go into, but you turned your rig gold, and when your rig is like turned gold, that's when you can go into that loop and get a goal in, right? So when and the way how to turn your rig gold, you have to basically kill the other enemies, kill other teams. So with each kill, the enemies, the other team, they drop loot basically. They drop a whole bunch of loot, and you pick those orbs up, and you get your whatever things from there. So that's basically that mode of that game, and it was pretty good. You know, it's pretty cool. But so I definitely enjoy rigs, and the VR stuff in the game was just on point. Like you really felt like you was in that world with VR. You know what I mean? And I definitely like that a lot when it came to the VR aspect of things. I'm trying to figure out what this guy doing. He's always going to go low. I don't know what Vic is doing, but yo, nah, this is me on the fight stick. I'm playing Street Fighter while I'm playing the game. It sounds like it, don't it? Too predictable, Vic. Oh, good joint. I know he's gonna wake up low. All right, here we go, Vic. Here we go. What you got for me? Let's see what he got for me. Oh, nah, he went for it too early. Oh, that shit was a killer. That's what to kill him. I'll just hit him with that. But yeah, man. But yeah, that was rigged. But yo, VR, guys, I'm trying to tell you, VR is the truth. You are really immersed in this world. Yeah, for sure, man. Yo, Raph, I'm on right now. I don't know what you're trying to play. I'm playing a little Street Fighter right now. I'll probably get off Street Fighter once I get off of this, because I'm losing focus in what I want to do in the game, and actually talk to you guys as well. But VR, guys, try it out. I don't know if there's going to be if you're in whatever area that you're in, and there's some type of kiosk or whatever, you got to try it out. You know what I mean? You got to try it out. You know what I'm saying? Give it a go. Have an open mind with it. You know what I'm saying? It does take a little bit to adjust to, because your eyes have to set. You know what I'm saying? You have to adjust to it. But definitely try it out, man. It is really good. It's really dope. and I really think everybody should give it a go when it comes to VR. You know what I mean? Also, another game that was really dope was this game called I also had this game called Battle Zones. Battle Zone pretty much is like Tron with this tank battle. So it looks just like Tron and all that stuff. Let's see what he's doing. But yo, it looks like Tron is really dope. It's really immersive. All that good stuff in that game, man. Really, really hot, man. I definitely like it a lot, and I think you guys should try that game out a little bit. He really going hard. But yo, definitely dope. Definitely. Dope. Oh yeah, Eve Valkyrie was another game that I definitely tried. That was the first VR game that I tried, and that game was really really good. Eve Valkyrie was like the truth, man. Like like Eve Valkyrie, like all the VR stuff that I'm trying to tell you, you have like this 3D, not 3D, but 360 peripheral around you. So you can turn your back, look around, all that stuff. I also have the video of me playing Eve Valkyrie in there as well. So if you guys want to check that out, you can check that out. But yeah, Eve Valkyrie, definitely dope. You guys should definitely try that out. If you get like a PlayStation VR type deal to try out. But PlayStation VR, it tracks everything that you're doing with your eyes, especially with rigs. Rigs, how you aim is with your eyes. It's not you're not using the right or the left trigger. You're moving that to the stick to move around. Like, right and left will move you around and all that stuff. But how to good joint. I'm waiting for the grab. Yeah, I ordered Domino's from the one on Boston Road. I think it is. The one on Boston Road is where I. Good grab. Oh yeah, I got the command grab. But yeah, VR, man, the truth. Go, you got to try it out. Have an open mind with it. It's gonna be dope. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say when it comes to the VR thing, man. Um, but yeah, I ordered Domino's from the one close to Boston. Is it Boston Road? Yeah, it's on Boston Road. Um, I did it too early. I had to beat up Vic a little bit. You know what I mean? But guys, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Hopefully I get a little bit more detail. I'm over here playing Street Fighter, getting a little crazy. But yeah, man, I'll holler at you guys. Thanks for whoever came through. Thanks for coming through. Demon Rev, my man Endless, Echo, M Lee 14, 18, 8, 814. Thanks for coming out, man. For sure. King Dre, thanks for coming out as well, man. But yo, that's my thoughts on PlayStation VR, the PlayStation experience overall. I had a great experience. I know a lot of people saying the keynote was kind of whack or whatever, but overall, my experience with this show was just amazing. I met great friends. Played a lot of games, a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get to talk about all the games that I played on the show floor. Like I played a lot of games. There was a lot of games there, and I basically played damn well almost most of them. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. PlayStation VR is definitely the truth. Definitely try it out. If you guys get a chance, I don't know if it's going to be at Best Buy or whatever it is. Definitely try that stuff out, man, because it's going to open your eyes. Like, yo, this is the new wave of gaming. You know what I mean? This is the new hotness. You know what I mean? This is what it is right now. This is what it is. But yeah, man, definitely try it out. Definitely dope. But yeah, it's your boy Jay Barry, man. Just wanted to say that stuff about PlayStation VR. I think it's really good. And I really do think that everybody needs to try it out. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's your boy Jay Barry, and I'm gone. So deuces. Thank you, everybody. I'm gone. Bye.